I'm John Soka. Our state government is broken, and if not fixed, North Carolina is heading for much tougher times, higher taxes, and possibly bankruptcy. So how do we fix it? First, we have to stop spending on projects we don't need and can't afford, like extravagant fishing piers and teapot museums. Secondly, we need to stop overregulating our businesses. We need to use taxes for their intended purpose. In the last 3 years, the legislature siphoned off over $256 million from the Highway Trust Fund to pay for some of those projects we don't need and can't afford. Is it any wonder we have the highest gas tax in the Southeast? And finally, we need to cut taxes for businesses and individuals. Our tax rates are among the highest in the Southeast, and that penalizes all of us and makes us uncompetitive in attracting new businesses. This year, you have a choice to make. You can vote for my opponent for business as usual, or you can vote to reform state government and get things right. I'm John Soka, and I'm asking for your vote to represent you in Raleigh as your next state representative.
Hi, I'm Kurt Vincent, General Manager and Editor of the Bladen Journal. Welcome to the Saturday Show. Today my guests are Vickie Pait, Executive Director of Families First, and Marjorie Walker, a Victims Advocate for Families First. Welcome, ladies. I appreciate you coming by.
Good morning. Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit about Domestic Violence Month. I know this October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Well, our organization we're a private nonprofit organization. We have offices in Columbus County and in Bladen County. We offer shelter and services to victims of domestic violence, and basically we tailor our program to what the victims come in and need. I mean, we offer basic services, but if they need a little bit more than that, then we add whatever they might need and try to help them get out of the domestic violence situation that they're in.
How long has your organization been established?
We started in 1995, November of 95. Our shelter opened in 97, and that was in Columbus County. And in Bladen County, the services began we started providing services full-time in Bladen County in 2002.
Okay. Now, Marjorie, you all recently held a rally in Elizabethtown. Can you tell me about that one?
Yeah, the rally was breaking the silence of domestic violence, and we had a speaker there, and it was basically just talking about domestic violence, remembering those who lost their lives in domestic violence.
Okay, and getting the word out that there is a need for folks to understand what's going on and maybe try to let them know that you're available for help.
Yes, sir. We go out into the community. We do community education on domestic violence. We go to the schools, and we also go to churches and other places. Yes, we do.
Okay. Now, the statistics that are available for domestic violence are really eye-opening, and it surprised me to know that North Carolina is number 4 in the nation as far as female victim homicides. That's something that I don't think many people would realize. What do you think the cause for most of these are?
Well, they're domestic violence related. As far as the cause, it's a batterer trying to control his victim, and it being the ultimate type of control. In 67% of the cases that of the female victims in the state of North Carolina, they were committed by husbands, boyfriends, live-in people, and then they were in an intimate relationship with. So it's really a lot more common than people think. We've had in North Carolina, and we recognize this at the rally, we've had 60 victims of domestic violence murdered as of September 14th this year. Starting January 1st to September 14th this year, 60 victims.
Now, I understand groups such as yours offer assistance for victims of this. Is there also something that's available for the folks who are, I guess, the abusers?
The closest batterers treatment program that we have in this area is in Robinson County. Our judges, it becomes a logistical problem for people to get there. So right now there isn't a batterers treatment program in the 2-county area. There needs to be one, but as the domestic violence program, I don't think it's our place. It would be too difficult to serve the victim and the batterer at the same time.
Right.
So we would love for somebody to get that started. I think it would be great. But right now, the closest place is in Robinson County. And it does need to be a batter's treatment, not just an anger management group or something, because it's not about anger, it's about control.
Right. Now, are there other groups that you try to work with in an effort to curb domestic violence? Are there others that you can kind of partner with?
We work with Department of Social Services and the Health Department, and also we work with the law enforcement here.
Okay, and that's a good partnership, I guess. That works fairly well.
All of our partnerships are very positive. We have a really good relationship with Department of Social Services, and that's where a lot of our referrals come from. But a good many also come from the magistrates in the county, because somebody will go to a magistrate and not be aware of all their options, because there are civil and criminal options that a victim can take. So the magistrate would send them to us. But we have a really good relationship with the courts, the magistrates, the various police departments, and so we work as closely with the other agencies in the county as we can.
Okay. Now, obviously, during October, with it being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, folks are going to see you and hear you, and you know, they're going to get quite a bit of information during the month of October. What goes on the other 11 months?
The same thing happens the other 11 that happens in October.
Okay.
It just happens to be that's when we get out there and really try to get our message out. We serve an average of about 1,100 to 1,200 victims a year. So, you know, we're working every month.
And that's just in 2 counties.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So,
That's quite a few.
yeah, last year we sheltered a total of 185 women and children, from both counties. And it was about close to half and half, maybe a little bit more in Columbus than Bladen, but you know, it's really similar in both counties.
And I think something that people tend to forget, the women are the victims, but there's also other victims, smaller victims. There are children involved. And do you find that in a lot of your cases?
Oh, people think that children don't know what's going on. Children always know what's going on. And as a matter of fact, when we talk about the domestic violence murders in North Carolina at the 60, the youngest victim was 6 years old. So.
Now, Marjorie, I understand that you have put out a book called Pain No More.
Right.
You are a domestic violence survivor.
Of 25 years, yeah.
Okay.
13 years I was in domestic violence, abusive relationship, or either abusive marriage for 13 years.
Right. And now, what made you decide to write a book?
Get the word out. That women do not have to stay in this situation. There is hope. And today, my book talks about me in the 70s, but today we have so many resources for it. We have shelters, we have counseling for women, and all like that. It's too much out there. Don't stay in this situation.
Right. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of your book, how can they do that?
They can go on Barnes & Noble online.
Okay. And it's available there. What is the cost?
$8.99.
$8.99.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, if folks want to join or support your group, how can they go about doing that?
They can come into the agency and just sit down, and we're looking for volunteers, and I'll be using volunteers every day, and they can sit down and talk with Vickie or myself, you know.
Where are you located?
Here in Elizabethtown, we're located on 208 South Moorhead Street,
Okay.
and it's behind the Recreation Center.
And is there a phone number they could call if they need to?
Yes, sir, 910-862-2534.
Great.
And in Columbus County?
It's 910-642-5996. And that number is available 24 hours a day.
Okay, great. All right, well, ladies, I appreciate you joining us here, and good luck with your efforts. I know it'll make a dent in it at least, and maybe more, I hope. And thank you all for joining us on the Saturday show. You all have a good week.